Welcome to Tulip. Today we'll talk about the Unit 2 in our Information Technology 402 syllabus. That is Session 1, working with accessibility options, right? It comes under the basics of web applications. Okay, let me start the session by giving an introduction about operating system. So first we'll talk about what is operating system, then we will move on into this chapter. So you all know operating system is nothing but a software. It is a system software which is kind of an interface between the hardware and the system and the computer. It's a kind of a interface. So as per the definition, operating system is a software that communicates with the hardware and allows the other programs to run. It is comprised of system software or the fundamental files your computer needs to boot up and function. So operating system is something which is very fundamental of any system for your computer to boot up and function as necessary, right? So common desktop operating system nowadays that is available in the market is or Windows, OS X, this is the Mac OS, and Linux. And Windows is the most probably used worldwide operating system, which has various versions, and the highest version of the current highest version of Windows is Windows 10, right? And in this chapter they have explained this accessibility options based on Windows XP. Okay, Windows XP is a little bit older version. In your book they have explained a few features using based on Windows XP. Okay, so first we will see about what is accessibility option, then we will move on to see how does it works. So accessible, the name itself tells you that how easily, how friendly you are with the computer, or the computer is with you to access all its features. Okay, for a common man, it is always easy to use a keyboard and the mouse to operate the computer. What if a person with a disability is using the system? And here goes with the accessibility option, which has various features which will be helpful for the people who have disabilities. And let's see what are all the options. Now, what is assistive technology? It is nothing but the combination of hardware and software which enables a person with a disability or impairment to use a computer. It is known as assistive technology. So when a person with a disability, he wants to use both the hardware and software of a computer together, that particular technology we call it as a assistive technology. Okay, so there are first I would like to explain about what are the different types of impairment that a person might have when he or she is using the computer. So first one, in your book they are talking about cognitive impairment. What do you mean by cognitive impairment? Cognitive impairment is nothing but the person with who is having disabilities in understanding. Those people we call it as cognitive impairment. And learning disabilities such as dyslexia, attention deficient hyperactive disorder, that is ADHD, or autism, children with autism. And the next thing is visual impairment, the people who are having low vision capability or complete or partial blindness and color blindness people. And hearing impairment, people who are having the capability to hear with less noise or with deafness. And the last one is motor or dexterity impairment, which says that whenever a person is having difficulty in moving his body parts, especially people with the patients with paralysis, cerebral palsy, or carpal tunnel syndrome and repetitive strain injury. These people we call them as people who are having motor or dexterity impairment. Okay, now let's see how we can enter into accessibility option. Yes, and these steps are pertaining to Windows XP, and the same is different in different versions of the Windows, right? So now keep in mind that we are using Windows XP and the steps are pertaining to Windows XP. So click on Start, move to the control panel and click on the accessibility option. Once you click on that, you will be getting the dialog box which says accessibility options on the top, and we have 5 tabs under that. First is keyboard, sound, display, mouse and general. First we will talk about the keyboard tab. Under keyboard we are having 3 main features. One is sticky keys, the other is filter keys and the other is toggle keys. Okay, let's first talk about sticky keys. So what I mean by sticky keys first, we'll try to understand that, then we'll go ahead and see how we can use it. I request everyone to watch this video till the end so that I can show you the practical benefits, practically how we can use all these features. Now we will go with the theory. At the end of this video, I'll show each and every features, how to use it practically, right? Okay, now sticky keys. Sticky keys are nothing but, normally in a keyboard you will be having few special keys like shift, control and alt. These keys, when for a normal person, we will be using the combination of these keys along with any other keys to do some special features. For example, shift plus the home key makes us to move to the home screen, right? The first starting of the screen. And in the same way, control, pressing control and the letter A will select all the letters in the screen, right? And pressing alt on the tab will take you to the other screen. These are the special features, right? So this is normal for the normal person. So when we go ahead and enable the sticky keys, it is easy for them to use it by just pressing shift once, and then whatever the operation that you feel like doing it. Shift followed by the home, control followed by the A to select all the entire screen. So let's see what they have given it in your book. So sticky keys. Enable sticky keys so you don't have to hold down several keys at once on the keyboard. As I told, it is not necessary for you to click on shift and the A key, or the shift and the home key, or the control and the A key at the same time. No need to hold it on the same time. Instead, you can use step by step. For example, control once followed by the A key will allow you to select the entire content in your page, right? So now we will see how to enable this. To use the sticky keys, check the option use sticky keys checkbox and click on the settings button to adjust your personal settings, whatever the settings you want. I will show you practically what all the settings we have it once when we see practical session at the end of this video. So once you select the checkbox, you will have that sticky key icon displayed at the bottom of your screen. So this is the sticky key icon. This is the system tray which you can see it. So this is the option use setting keys, check it, and at the same time when you uncheck it, the option gets disabled, right? Hope you got this features of sticky keys, right? So this is the example as I was talking to you. Press Ctrl plus A simultaneously. Instead of that, we can go ahead and click on Ctrl once and then followed by A in the keyboard. I will show it in the end to do it practically. So next, working with the filter keys. Now we will talk about how to work with the filter keys. So the filter keys can be enabled to ignore the repeated keystrokes. For example, I by mistake I might be keep on typing yes, 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 yes so many times. People with a disability, they have the habit of pressing it for the same time so many times, same key so many times. So if I enable the filter keys, that will ignore the continuous pressing of the repeated keystrokes, right? So when you click on how to use the filter keys, go ahead to the accessibility option. Under the keyboard tab, you have the second option, use filter keys. Check on that and click on settings to do its personal settings, right? So that is the thing here. And then click on apply and okay. The So the key icon appears at the bottom of your system tray, and this is the system tray. Okay, now we'll go ahead and talk about the last option in under the keyboard tab, that is the toggle keys. So there are some keys which we say it as a toggle keys in our keyboard, that is your caps lock, num lock, and scroll lock. To use these toggle keys, you can use toggle keys box and click on the settings button to adjust the personal settings. And what will happen exactly when you check the option? It is something that whenever you use those particular toggle keys, you will be hearing a sound. So when pressing the caps lock, the person who is using this computer, they will be listening to a sound. So he can understand that the caps lock has been on or any toggle key is on, right? So this, to disable it, when you uncheck it, you can easily disable that. Now we will see about the sound tab. Sound tab is the second tab under the accessibility option, and under the sound tab you have two options. One is use sounds entry and use show sounds. So what basic feature of this sounds tab is, or sounds entry and sound show sounds is, it is something like whenever we are going wrong, your windows will give an alert sound to the user. So what if the people with the hearing disability will do? Will they hear it? Certainly not, right? So instead of that, we can use this option to appear this as a warning on your screen. So that is the reason that we go for sounds entry. To enable this, we can click on the first option, use sound entry. And the second thing is, instead of showing it as on the screen, you can show as a text message whatever you have gone wrong. That is the reason, that is the second option, that use sound show sounds, right? And next is the third tab is display tab. Now we will go ahead and see what exactly is it. The display, as the name implies, this is something related to the color, to use the color and font designed for the users to easy access or easy reading. So let's see what it is. Okay, these features help the users who are having visual problem. For example, so how we can do is to enable the high contrast. So for example, I have some problem in my eyes. I can't see which is like less bright or something which is not contrast. So if I make it as a high contrast, I can view it visually without any issues. In that case, I can, if I press on Alt Shift and print screen at the same time, all the background in your windows will go black, so that the things on the front of the windows will be highlighted properly. And this also can be understandable when I show it practically to you. So hue, that is the only option that we have, use high contrast. And the other option that we have is cursor option. This, under this cursor options, we are having two sliders. One is cursor blink rate and the width of the cursor. So for how many times or how fast the cursor has to be blink, or what is the width of the wide or narrow of the cursor should be. Those things can be defined under this cursor options. Now again, we'll move on to the mouse tab. Using this mouse tab, we can control the settings under the settings for the mouse. The mouse tab allows you to use the numeric keypad on your keyboard to control the pointer. Instead of using the mouse, the people can press the numbers in the number pad, so that they can make use of the few keys or design for the movement of the mouses. Whatever the movements that can be done using the mouse, they can do it along with the help of the numbers in the num lock in your keyboard. To enable this, we can use the shortcut left alt plus left shift plus num lock. And to disable it, you can always uncheck the option use mouse keys and then click on apply or OK. Apply and then OK, right? This also I will show you practically so that you can easily understandable. And the last tab is, that is the general tab. Under this general tab, we have few options. The first option is the automatic reset, which will automatically reset to your all the accessibility option which we have used. We can, after 5 minutes, it will turn off the features after whatever the time you are specifying it in this drop down. And under notifications, these two features we have give warnings message when turning a feature on. If you want a notification to be displayed, this option can be checked. And make a sound when turning on a feature on or off. So whenever you wanted an accessibility option to be turned on, you'll be hearing a sound. So that comes under notification. Then the next is the serial key devices. The serial key devices allows alternative access to keyboard on the mouse features. That is, either the person who cannot use neither the keyboard or the mouse, he can go for the serial keys. There are some people with severe disabilities, only they can breathe. They might be using breathing with the help of some puffs, and the breathing instruments will be, they will be using those people. They will be, these serial keys are used for. And then the last is the administrative option. Under this administrative option, you have two options: apply all settings to log on desktop, apply all settings to defaults for new users. So as the name implies, our administrative options are only for pertaining to the users. So the administrative people can decide on whether all the settings which they have under accessibility option is applicable to all the desktop users or only for the new users. Depends upon the options they select. They can click on apply and click on OK to enable it, right? So these are all the options that we have under the general tab. Now we'll go ahead and I'll show you the screen options. I will enable these options in my laptop, and then I will show you how to do it practically, right? Now we will see practically all the features of the accessibility options. Okay, I'm using Windows 8 Pro. I'm already now in the control panel. Okay, for in Windows 8, you need to go to the control panel, and then you have to click on ease of access, and then you will get all the options here. Now the first option is the keyboard option, that is the sticky keys. So just to recollect, sticky keys are something like, instead of holding these special keys like a control shift and all, and then along with the other key, we can use those keys separate, not simultaneously. Without simultaneously, we can use those keys. So that is all about sticky keys. I'm enabling the sticky keys and clicking on apply and clicking on OK. And here I want you people to remember that if you select any option and if you are clicking just OK without clicking on apply, the changes will not be taken into effect. Okay, now I have enabled the sticky keys. To show you people, I'm just opening a notepad here. So the same example what you have given in your book, I'm typing something here. I have typed many things here. So normally for a common person, he will press Control plus A to select all. Now I pressed Control key and I released my fingers. Now I'm just pressing A. Now you could see that all the options are selected. That's about this option. Okay, fine. Now I go ahead and click on the keyboard again, and we will see the toggle keys. Now I'm clicking on toggle keys. I'm enabling the toggle keys, and I'm clicking on apply, and I'm clicking on OK. Right. Now if I press on any of the toggle keys, I am pressing on the numlock now. Did you listen to that sound? Yes, hope so. Now caps lock. Yes, that's right. Okay, again, and I move on to the keyboard. I would like to disable these two first because it might disturb other features. Okay, I'm enabling the filter keys now. Clicking on apply, clicking on OK. I'm going to the notepad again. Save notepad. Okay. Okay, now I'm enabling the filter keys and I'm clicking on apply and click on OK. Now I'm going here and in the search bar I'm typing something. I'm trying to open notepad. Okay, I'm pressing the N and keep on pressing N. Oh, now I got the notepad. I'm opening it. Look, I'm pressing continuously the letter S, and only once it is displayed. I'm still pressing it, only once it is displayed. So it has ignored the way I clicked on the letter S. Same thing, I want you to show it by disabling it. I disabled the filter key, I clicked on apply, I clicked on OK. Again, I'm opening the notepad. Look, I'm keep on pressing the D. It is repeating, right? That's the difference now. Okay, so the next tab is after the keyboard, we will see the sound tab. Okay, fine. Now again, I'm going to control panel. I'm going to select the option sounds. Okay, look, we have this option, turn on visual notifications for sound. Okay, I'm clicking on this and I'm going to click on select the option flash active window, and then I'm clicking on apply, and then I'm clicking on OK. Now let's see what happens. Okay, I have to generate a sound. I just clicked on this. I have an application here which I have an error in my desktop. So I just clicked on this. Did you notice this? The windows got active, the screen got active, the desktop got active, right? Okay, fine. Again, I'm going there, and this we can't use it now. Okay, and then the next tab, display, is I'm clicking on here. I'm going to the display option. Not this. I'm clicking on this. Okay, and here we go, and we have this option turn on or off high contrast when alt left shift or turn screen is pressed, right? So I'm enabling this alt left shift and then print screen. Now you can see the changes, right? The screen has been changed, right? So I can show you a little bit better. So these are all the high contrast, in what way you wanted the screen to be displayed. These options you can select from here. This is in Windows 8. Okay, and just go with the normal plain selection now, and then I'm moving out of the screen, and then we will see the next option. Okay, now the next option is after display we have mouse as the option here. You go here, control panel again, ease of access, change the way how your mouse works. I clicked on that and I'm clicking on turn on mouse keys. I click on apply, I clicked on OK. Right, let's take me this our own PPT, and then I'm trying to, I unchecked the num lock. Okay, we got that sound. You do remember why we got that sound? We have the toggle keys enabled. Okay, now I'm pressing the numbers. See, look at this. I'm just pressing the numbers in the key num lock. Okay, keypad, number pad in the keyboard. Okay, and the next option is the last option after the mouse. Yeah, the option of general, that is very general, that is administrative part, that is different. Okay, fine. Hope you all understood what we have seen today, and I've showed you practically also how to use it. But the thing is, I used Windows 8, but in your book it is mentioned, and they have practically shown the visual representation in Windows XP. Right? Hope you guys understand. If you have any doubts, you can always comment in the comment section. right? Please subscribe it and like it, and for the further videos, right? Thank you for watching Tulit. Have a nice day. Bye bye.